So, my boyfriend passed away.
Right.
I wish I hadn't seen part of what I saw.
I will say that you made a note to me, Gandhi. We were just making notes about things we could talk about today. And you say, listen to this, guys, before we go around the room. Japanese scientists have found a way to erase memories.
Yes.
Oh.
Do you know, just in a nutshell, what they do?
Yeah, apparently they use optogenics and blue light to shrink a part of the brain that stores memories. So they've been able to sort of minimize and then eventually just delete the memories altogether.
Oh, so all memories. They can't pinpoint like one memory.
Oh.
No. They can pinpoint certain things. Like when somebody's going through PTSD, they can zoom in on the brain, see which parts are lighting up, and they can go in and do that.
Whoa.
Good God.
Yeah.
This is like Men in Black.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so question. Would you do that? I mean, it's easy just to answer, but think about it. Do you want to erase memory? Keep in mind, it doesn't erase what happened. It just erases the fact that you knew it happened. And I just don't know. I don't know. It never happened. Just think about something that happened in your life, good, bad, whatever, and it's just gone.
Yeah.
Now, Nate can actually talk about this because this happens to him.
Yeah.
Because of his strokes.
Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know because you don't know it anymore. I mean, it's if you think that concept through, it's kind of interesting.
Correct. With the 2 strokes, I had a couple of things. Luckily, I didn't lose any sort of physical mobility, but memory and my ringing in my ears. Those are the 2 things. And so there will be moments where I'm being told a story about something that happened in my past that I have no memory of. Zero. And somebody will tell me exactly what happened, tell me I was there, and I have no memory of it. So there's things going forward in my life where I encounter them, and I'm thinking to myself, do I not know this, or did I know this and I no longer know it?
Wow. That kind of freaks with you a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess.
So it really does kind of mess with your head. But unfortunately, there are things that I remember that I wish I didn't remember.
You can go to Japan and get zapped.
Yeah.
So, may I? Okay. Before I give my thoughts, your thoughts, Gandhi. Would you want the ability to erase a memory?
I wouldn't want to erase an experience like what happened and what I learned from things. No, I wouldn't want to erase that. But there are certain parts of memories that I wish I didn't have in my head. Does that make sense?
Well, give us an example. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, it's so, my boyfriend passed away.
Right.
I wish I hadn't seen part of what I saw. Like, I'm okay with knowing what happened. I wouldn't erase the memory of him or anything like that, but I would erase part of what I saw.
Okay.
Okay, so how would your life be different, or how would your memories of him be different if those memories were gone?
It wouldn't haunt me, I think, like in my sleep sometimes. You just see things and you're like, oh, God, why?
Yeah.
I could do without that.
Yep.
Do you think that sometimes, and I guess I'll get to my point now, but I want everyone to just chime in. We need those memories, as awful and graphic and crappy as they are. You need those for a reason to balance out everything else and make it make more sense?
Yeah, so I think about that and I'm like, I don't know. In that case, I don't know. I think I could do without it and still be okay. I'll never know, and I'm not going to go get things erased, but I don't know.
Okay, think of this. You're in the waiting room in your Japanese memory erase center, right? And I'm trying to think of a memory. I'm going to just let you know what it would be. It's something that was one of the most awful. Okay, my cat. Okay, this is a simple one. Mm-hmm. My cat, Kitty, had her for 20 years, right? Mm-hmm. The best cat in the world, my best friend. And I had to be there in the room when they had to let her go, right? Mm-hmm. They administered the shot, and she just died right in front of me. And wow, that was years ago, and it still affects me. Mm-hmm. So I would ask the Japanese doctor, like, can you make that memory go away? And then I would play it through my head one more time, and then let it go. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would go ahead and grieve that one more time and go, okay, I got to let it go. I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah. Okay. What do you think, Frog?
Well, as you know, 5 weeks ago yesterday,
I walked in on the most horrific thing I've ever seen in my whole life. I went for a 30-minute walk, came back home, and Rocky, 9 years old, I found him dead in the floor. I would never want the memory of him or anything, all the great things I shared about him and with him and so many wonderful things, because he really was the greatest dog ever. I would like to have that image that I have in my mind when I looked over the side of the sofa and I saw him.
Yeah.
That's my last image I have of him, unfortunately, and I keep seeing it all the time in my house when I'm there. I see it every day still. I would love to have that erased, but not at the risk of losing anything else that I have with him, because he was so amazing and so wonderful.
Yeah.
And so
Let me
I
ask
don't
you
know.
this.
It's a risk.
Let me ask you this, though, Frog. If they could pinpoint it and erase that memory of seeing his lifeless body on your floor, you remember all the great things about him. Then someone would go, well, what happened? What happened to him? Where is he? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what happened, because that memory's gone.
I just want that image. I just want that image erased. What I saw that day when I looked over the couch. That's it. I want to remember him and all the things that happened and everything else, but just that image. And I know that that's really specific, but you ask.
Yeah. I think, though, like to your point, Elvis, if it's a package deal, no, I'll take it. I'll take the horrific thing that I had to endure to keep the memories of all the beautiful stuff.
Right.
But if I could go in and just boop, one little thing out, okay, cool. Yeah. But again, not at the risk of losing the rest of it.
How about erasing the memory of Greg T pooping on the floor here in the studio?
I want to keep that.
I want that. That was fabulous.
We need that.
I guess.
Forever and ever.
I'm going to sit through that one. What's up, Scary?
I think if it's an event that is preventing you from moving on, and like for instance, let's say you get into God forbid, get into an awful car accident, and now you can't drive again. I think a memory like that should be obliterated by this Japanese doctor, because this way you could drive again, so you could move on. If there's something preventing you from moving on, I think that should be the thing to consider, to just have zapped out of your memory. That's my opinion.
Interesting.
What, Nate? What's up?
So the more you're talking about this, having memory erased and having gone through it, not by choice having memories erased, I can say that I don't want any memory erased. Even when I joked about having the bad things removed, it's a weird feeling when you are told something that happened to you and you have no memory of it, because all of that made you who you are. And even the bad things that happened in my life that I've forgotten, I kind of wish I knew what I felt in those moments.
Wait, I think there's a couple of things that we always remind you of that I think you'd like to erase.
Well, yeah, but that made me who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of that made me who I am. So when it's just taken from you without your choice, it's kind of a scary thing.
Yeah.
So next time I remind you, don't yell at me.
Right.
Shut up, Froggy. I know exactly what you're talking about, and that one is still there.
But memory is a gift. It is a gift, because I mean, look what happens when we start to lose it.
Right.
Nobody
When you get
really wants
Alzheimer's
that.
or whatever, yeah.
Interesting.
You know, of course, you bring up Stephen Colbert's name and people immediately start thinking, well, not a fan or a fan. But he did say that one thing one time about grieving. Remember what he said? And how to accept loss. He says he learned to be grateful for all of life, including the suffering, as a path to being more fully human. Meaning, if you're going to accept the great things that come to you in life, you also have to accept and love the awful things and the suffering that come to you as well.
Yes.
Because you can't have one without the other. And I thought that was just very, very deep.
Definitely.
You have to accept loss and learn to be grateful for all of life, including suffering, as a path to being more fully human. So maybe that's, before you sit in the waiting room to have your memories zapped out of your head, something to think about.
Yeah.
For sure. I saw something very similar to that, and it said, grief is the price we pay for love. And I was like, oh, yeah, it is. You have something so amazing, and it's not going to last forever. So going into whatever this thing is, this big, amazing love, at some point, there will be grief.
Yeah. Hey, so do this. Pick up the phone right now, text someone you love, or maybe, when you have a moment, you can call them and go, hey, just thinking about you. Because one day you won't be able to do that, maybe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially if you're dead.
Can I tell you, whenever I do this, when we have these conversations and I pick up my phone, I text my sister, she's like, oh my God, what's wrong? Are you okay?
Exactly.
What's happening?
I'm not saying I'm going to die today, but I'm going to die eventually. I may die before you, so I just want to pick up the phone and say I love you.
Just want to tell you I love you. Jeez.